Hello, everybody, and welcome to the news for the week of November 7th. My name is Maxi.
And I'm Godfoot. And guess what? I'm back, baby!
He's back, baby!
You see, unfortunately, Dell's feeling sick today
Dell's dead.
and yesterday.
Dell died.
Anyways, we're here to do the news for you guys, to bring you guys all the updated, latest, best news of the week.
We have some pretty fun articles today, so let's just get on with it. John Wick is actually going to be a big budget game if Lionsgate gets its way. Lionsgate has been quoted as saying, "We believe that there is a big AAA game to be made out of John Wick." I'm super excited about this. The film studio and general entertainment juggernaut Lionsgate want to make a massive budget AAA video game based on the John Wick movies and has been getting active proposals from game studios. Studio executive John Feltheimer told investors that Lionsgate was excited about the project in an earnings call. He was quoted as saying, "I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but we believe there is a big AAA game to be made out of John Wick. We have been fielding proposals, and we're certainly interested in moving that forward, but I don't want to say anything more about it at this time." Now, Godfoot, there's been 3 movies, but there's already actually been one pretty decent John Wick game. Did you play it, John Wick X?
Well, hold on. Are you talking about the VR John Wick games?
No, I'm talking about John Wick Hex. It was like a puzzle. It was like a puzzle. It was an official licensed
yeah, that
John
completely
Wick
escaped
game.
my mind.
Yeah, it was like a puzzle game where it was like turn-based or like think like Super Hot, but a board game.
Oh, that's a fantastic concept.
It was really fun, but I'm one of those people who, since kind of John Wick 1, I've always been saying this would make a dope game if you could do it right. Like, think like Arkham-style free-flow combat, but with guns.
So here's the thing, right? So the John Wick VR game, right? If I remember correctly, I played it thinking, oh my God, I can pretend to be John Wick doing bullet time and stuff, like Max Payne, but like John Wick and cool and shit.
The John Wick VR game you're talking about, by the way, is called John Wick Chronicles, which came out a while ago. But yeah, you're right. There's so many different games where you can kind of get that John Wick feel. And John Wick is no stranger to video games. He's actually canonically in the Payday universe as well as a playable character.
He is, yeah.
You know, it's not... John Wick is not a stranger to video games, and look, let's be honest, neither is Keanu Reeves, obviously with his feature in Cyberpunk and all that. But I'm excited, man. I like Lionsgate. I'm one of those kinds of people who I think video games based on movies can be really, really good. One of my favorite video games of all time is Wolverine Origins. So I'd be
Wolverine Origins,
such a good game, wasn't it? So I mean, personally, man, I'm kind of in the boat of this. I'm keen for this. So there's a new John Wick movie coming out in March of 2023. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we might be seeing a John Wick game 2024, 2025.
If they would retell the story of the main movies,
just let you do set pieces
have like a contract system where you played as John before he retired from being a professional assassin. Yeah, you could like go out and like do missions and approach like Hitman, but almost John Wick.
It's like free roam, but you have to go back to the Continental. You know what I mean? Like that's like your base. And maybe you don't play as John Wick.
No, don't want to pull a Gotham Knights where you have to go back to the fucking whatchamacallit? The Belfry.
Every 2
hey
minutes.
guys, I know you're out there and the next mission's like right next to you, but come on back real quick. We gotta talk about something really important.
Exactly. Check out our Gotham Knights review in the description as well, because it's a great review and it was a fun game to kind of tear apart. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of keen. The ideas that I have running through my head. Maybe you don't even play as John Wick. Maybe you play as an assassin that you create in the John Wick universe, because it's such an interesting universe, and I want to explore it more. And the movies,
it's surprisingly fleshed out.
Yeah, and that's it. Every movie they do, it gets fleshed out more and more and more. I really want to go back and watch the movies now. But hey, pretty exciting stuff. Cool new game on the horizon, and yeah, count me in. I'm definitely gonna be playing it.
Amen to that. And the next thing that we've found really interesting in the news, there's a peripherals manufacturer, Finalmouse, who are working on a keyboard that's just one big screen with clear keys on top. I find myself questioning why. You already have your monitors, right? And they're obviously the keyboards like a laptops that have those little screens that pop out. I find that I never have use for. And now there's this. And the thing is, what's the point of the screen if it's not like touchscreen? If it is touchscreen, that would be really annoying. When are you ever looking at your keyboard instead of your monitor? You know what I mean?
So let me play the devil's advocate though. I think this is the next step in RGB. Why does your keyboard and mouse have RGB features if you barely look at it?
Because it looks cool otherwise.
You can look down and look at a cycling rainbow, but you don't want to look down and see a live koi pond or just see that one scene from that 3 a.m. video that we laugh at so much just over and over again on your keyboard. You're saying you're not...
I would like to see that. Exactly. I would like to see Virgil cutting up some fools, okay? Yeah, no, I would like to see that. I see what you're saying, but it just feels... I don't know how expensive this is going to be, honestly.
Yeah, we don't have any pricing details.
Apparently, the board itself is going to have a 4K or 2K resolution option, which for this kind of aspect ratio for a typical keyboard is like, where are you going to squeeze the pixels in, dude? What's happening? They're just going to spend all your resources just rendering some image on your keyboard instead of it's on your monitor.
So Finalmouse released a video, and they said in the video that this is just the tip of the iceberg and that more information is going to come December 17th. You can't really tell with the resolution of the video, but it seems like you said, there's clear keycaps, which I'm personally not a huge fan of clear keycaps, but I understand why they want it, because they want it to be able to, they want the screen to be as visible as possible. Exactly, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But I look, personally, I think this is kind of cool. Depending on the price, I would say anything more than $350, $400, it would also have to be a fantastic keyboard as well. I personally run with a Ducky 1.2 Mini with cherry red switches, and it's silent, sounds great, feels good, all that kind of stuff. I'm interested to find out. There's more information that's needed other than this is a screen.
Why are we wasting time making something like this? We should be making better VR games, you know?
Oh, like I said, VR games.
VR games.
Yeah, VR games.
You know,
what types
like
of games
that
are you asking for, Godwin?
Immersive ones.
Yeah, very immersive. I want to immerse myself in another human being.
Literally.
Man. But yeah, so December 17th, more information. We don't know anything more other than the fact that it has capabilities of displaying any kind of image that you can display. All that stuff is displayed via Unreal Engine 5 that they're created in. We're not sure what kind of switches are in it or anything like that. They look like red switches, but until December 17th, who knows? But, I mean, I've put it in my calendar. I want some more info. Okay, Godfoot, this is actually a really cool story, and I'm excited to talk about it. Minecraft in Halo 3 was created.
Huh?
Yes, exactly. So created by longtime Halo and Souls modder Inferno Plus, who was the fantastic gentleman behind the cursed Halo mods and a lot of other mods for Halo. His videos are an absolute blast, and please go check him out because he deserves so much credit. He puts so much work into his videos. But he recently decided to mod a Halo map that ran and worked like Minecraft.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're talking fully destructible environments. The video is absolutely hilarious. You know, being able to destroy the buildings that your opponents are in, rockets knocking down trees, creating holes to bedrock, and then even one of the maps that it created was completely glass. And if you shot a glass pane, it would disappear, and people could drop through the holes to their death, and it would count as a kill for you.
It just boggles the mind how he's capable of making this mod in the Master Chief Collection, which, by the way, was never meant to have destructible maps.
Nope.
That's fantastic. He managed to do a developer's job, basically, with extra shit.
I don't want to spoil the video or anything like that, but it did not take him a short amount of time. It took him a couple months, and it actually took him contacting the dev team behind the Master Chief Collection, specifically one particular person in charge, so that they would launch an update that would make his mod possible.
Okay. That's awesome. When developers support modders, you know they're going to be a good developer.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
That is fantastic.
So if you want the details on how to play this map, go check out Inferno Plus's video. I believe the link will be in his description. It looks so much fun. I personally think we should do a video in it. I think it'd be hilarious. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that keeps games going. This
gives them longevity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm super stoked about it, and I can't wait to see what he does next, because some of the stuff he's done is honestly some of the coolest videos on the internet. So yeah, definitely go check his stuff out, and this mod looks like a blast. Now, moving away from these happy-go-lucky articles, we've got a bit of a downer. Activision has tried to derail Blizzard Albany union vote at the last minute. The Communication Workers of America has said that the company is trying to muzzle workers' voices once again. We've reported on this story a couple of times in the news over the last few weeks. And it was only 2 weeks to go until the Blizzard Albany QA team's unionization vote. Yeah. It was only 2 weeks to go until the Blizzard Albany QA team's unionization vote was tallied when Activision Blizzard intervened to delay it. A lot of eligible employees were mailed their union ballots on October 27th, but Activision has asked the US National Labor Relations Board to postpone counting the votes until Activision's appeal against an earlier NLRB decision can be considered. And that was by a report by the gamesindustry.biz. So, look, it's another situation where Activision is kind of stomping on their workers who are just looking for a better work environment, which does suck. As we've said so many times, there's not really much more to say in terms of giving our opinions because we've given it so many times, but I thought it was important to just kind of give you guys an update because when you're talking about QA testers earning like a substantially lower pay rate than any other members in the studio, a lot of them are earning a maximum of $42,000 a year, whereas other people who work in the same teams,
hardly livable.
Yeah, other people in the same teams are making $55,000 to $175,000 a year. There's some issues there, and there needs to be some fixes. And the fact that Activision again is trying to stomp this down and stop people from doing that, it doesn't look good.
So in the game that's so dear and close to our hearts, Modern Warfare 2 is getting a ranked mode in 2023. Now, to be specific, this is the same Call of Duty League CDL mode that we saw in 2019 with some tweaks. And I'm honestly middle of the road about this because normally I'd be absolutely extra hyped, but the fact is the current situation with skill-based matchmaking, which many of the creators have talked about and have
we
continually
actually talk about
said
it in an MW2 review that is coming later on this week.
That's correct. Yeah, it was mentioned there quite extensively as well. It's because it's a serious problem. And adding in this mode, it'll feel nothing like a new ranked way. It'll just feel exactly like multiplayer. There's no rewards for ranking with multiplayer besides, like in terms of SBM ranking up. But now we have this, which will give you, just some artificial rank. There's just nothing casual in the game anymore. There's just nothing where if you sweat a bunch and then you just go back to trying to play normal and just casual, you will get stomped again and again and again. This is not going to fix it. So frankly, while I do appreciate Infinity Ward and Activision are adding in more game modes and stuff for free in MW2 as time goes on, which is great, it's not going to help anything. It really isn't going to add much value at all for most players.
Yeah, and so League play for Cold War and ranked play for Vanguard will wind down this month, with players having until November 22nd to claim any rewards for both games. In a tweet, Treyarch actually said, the success of these modes has directly contributed to the future of ranked play, adding, we sincerely thank you for all the data, feedback, and time played that was collected over the past 2 years. We look forward to sharing more soon. I think, personally, that rank mode should be coming way sooner. It should have been a staple. It should have been in the game from the get-go, because, like you said, Call of Duty and, let's be real, all shooters at the moment, the gap between casual player and a person who is trying very hard, or a skill-based player, or a sweat lord, or whatever you want to call them, the gap it's too wide. Casual players are really struggling to enjoy the game, and sweaty players are struggling to get to win the games that they want to win because they're coming against players who don't play metas, strategy, and all that kind of stuff. It's been happening for years in games like Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike Go, even games like League of Legends and Dota 2. We're not just talking about shooters here. The gap between casual players and sweaty players is widening and widening and widening. And seeing the introduction of content creators who are making videos about meta loadouts and best laneway strategies and all that kind of stuff is genuinely becoming a detractor from the game's quality. I'm not entirely sure how well ranked will do to separate the two groups, because casual players will still be able to play ranked.
Frankly, it won't, because you can get the similar experience in multiplayer SBM anyway. Like, there really is nothing changing from either or. In ranked, if you get ranked to lower brackets, you should receive people that are either your level or lower, or somewhere in that area, right? Better than how it is right now in normal multiplayer.
Normal multiplayer and ranked multiplayer are two different things, because ranked play is that thing. As you level up your rank, silver, gold, diamond, whatever you're going to, you're playing against people at that similar level. Yeah, sure, there's going to be sweat players that have to get through their silver matches and their gold matches, so you're going to come up against those people every now and then.
Because you still have to have your Activision account synced to your previous game accounts and your new ones starting from 2019. all of the time we were spent playing casual and stuff, going up in the SBM ranks, pushing up, even if you throw yourself down. Now in OW2, from what I understand, there's no way to lower your SBM rank. So that way you're still in the same thing, especially if you carried over from the previous ones. No matter how much you push people over to the ranked area and make them go based, up and down that rank, even if you want to play casual and don't want to be locked in for a while to other competitive game modes, it's gonna still be a mess. There's nothing changing that.
Are you saying that SBMM only goes up, it doesn't go back down?
That is correct.
And is that true, or is that your assumption?
That's what I've heard from multiple creators. Now I don't know. Once again, I because the stats, in-game stats, as well as the SBMM stats and the things that go into determining that are not available to the public. It really is anyone's guess. But you'll notice even by doing garbage in some games, you're still gonna be placing people that are sweating their minds off.
All we can do is really wait for rank to come out and then see how that affects the Call of Duty ecosystem. See how players are being affected, see how normal games are, normal matchmaking, quick play, that kind of thing, how that is being affected. Because I genuinely feel like, it's like with CSGO, right? I exclusively play ranked in CSGO. I very rarely play casual. And when you go play casual, as you're playing, you're like, wow, this is so different to ranked. You know what I mean? Like, it's different levels of players all doing different stuff and everything. So, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with MW2? I personally am enjoying it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So, yeah. Oh,
same here. No, yeah, it's been extremely fun. Yeah, the frustrations are those three people, but come on, it's still a fun game at the end of the day. I'm still having fun, especially playing with friends. And it never distracts to the point where I cannot play the game anymore. So, turns out, Planetside 2, one of my personal all-time favorite games, smashes the world record for most players in FPS battle again. Keep in mind, they also held the exact same title in 2015, but they broke their own record again. And it's just fantastic. Over 2,300 people answering their call and their campaign to break their own record again. That's so cool.
Planetside's like, we need you.
Uncle Planetside.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, Planetside 2 is the sequel to Sony Online Entertainment's Planetside, the original MMO FPS, which ran for 13 years.
13 years.
And the big difference between Planetside and most other shooters is that most other shooters take place on confined maps with relatively small teams and time limits. Planetside 2 instead involves multiple massive continents where thousands of players fight over territory on land, in the air, and most recently in the water. Players can take on a variety of roles, from supportive medics to fighter pilots, tank drivers, transporters, stealthy saboteurs, engineers, and more. And over the years, there's been a steady release of updates for Planetside 2, including new vehicles, weapons, continents, mercenary factions, and even player-operated base buildings. As part of their 10th anniversary celebration, the developer Daybreak Games sought to unite its players in breaking their own record for most players in an online FPS battle, which previously involved 1,158 players. The newest attempt was a resounding success, with the record being broken on their servers with over 1,228 players on the Amerish continent and once more with 1,241 players on the Indar continent.
Keep in mind, continents in this game are like servers. So
exactly.
In New World, you have different server tiers, your characters are different, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Is basically what that is.
It was initially planned to be attempted on the game's public test server before technical difficulties were encountered, but the community adjusted, made changes, and got it done. And because of that, participants will be receiving special titles to commemorate the occasion. I can't believe 2,300 people got together and they're like, let's do this. That's such an awesome thing.
In my opinion, there hasn't been a game like Planetside 2, really. Not experienced the same kind of constant, dynamic, player-guided, big important thing here, player-guided conflict from factions. You can literally be here with your boys, taking care and constantly having the lanes of war shift up and down in your favor. You can choose to go fight a different front all the way across the map. Just bring your squad, be like, hey, we're going out. Head out there and do stuff. And
congratulations to Daybreak Games for organizing it. What a fantastic dev team. Super excited for them, and kind of keen to see what happens at the 15-year anniversary. All right, moving on. So, Godfoot, I wanted to end the news story on something that I find absolutely hilarious, because this is a bungle. It has been announced as of a day ago that Overwatch 2 players can earn coins faster by playing a different game. An Overwatch 2 fan has discovered that fans of Blizzard's hero shooter are able to earn in-game credits faster by playing World of Warcraft instead. So he made the discovery online, strangely enough, that he could earn Overwatch coins faster by simply playing World of Warcraft. Due to the game's transition to a free-to-play title for all players, monetization has shifted largely to the sale of individual skins and cosmetic bundles, which players can buy using Overwatch coins. Unfortunately, the only way for players to earn these coins is by completing weekly challenges. Even if you complete all of those weekly challenges, you are roughly earning 90 cents a week.
A week? Oh, I thought it was a day. A week?
A week is the average. So, in a Reddit post on r/Overwatch by Everdale, he posted that World of Warcraft has a system where you can purchase a token with in-game gold and convert it into battle.net balance. It's about €13 or $13 for one token. The rate isn't great at all, and unless you're really good at gold farming or just super committed to grinding, it can take a while to make a decent amount. But, he said, it's still much, much more than 90 cents a week in value that Blizzard is giving Overwatch 2 players with their weekly challenges. This is hilarious. Like, this is actually so funny that Blizzard has dropped the ball so hard with the earnings of these skins that it is actually smarter to go play something else.
No, it's just, man, how could they have screwed up this royally? Okay, so when CSGO became free to play, I was hugely against it. Accessibility to more players, that's good. But with that also comes the cheaters, the script kiddies, the hackers that ruin the games, right? And then, how are you gonna make money to maintain the servers and everything? Well, monetize the shit out of everything else. And now you have the debacle of Overwatch 1.5. I still get 90 cents a week.
This is just another error made by Blizzard in the last 6 months. They have made so many just blatant bad decisions, and there's just another in a long line of them. To think that it is easier to earn currency in Overwatch 2 by playing something else is hilarious. And in my opinion, there's only one of two things they can do. They can make it so that earning coins in Overwatch is faster, or they can completely delete the ability to purchase via game gold and turning that into the Battle.net balance. What do you think is more likely for them to do?
You might as well call them Blunder instead of Blizzard now, dude. Like, they've been screwing up so much, man. What is this?
They're gonna patch the World of Warcraft thing for sure. For sure, they're gonna do that. They are not gonna change the currency system in Overwatch 2.
Before fixing Overwatch 2, you bet your ass they're gonna go back and patch that shit out.
Yeah,
and make everyone have to play their game, their fucking Overwatch 1.5 to get gold in the same slow, dumb rate. So maybe, I don't know, increasing the drop rate a little bit, you know? Maybe making the game seem worthwhile to play, except for enjoyment to the base game, you know? I mean, which is still Overwatch 1, technically.
Look, at the end of the day, it's another bad move by Blizzard, and it's just, at this point, even if you're an Overwatch fan, you kind of have to chuckle and be like, well, these guys are just idiots. But with that brings us to the end of the news. So thank you to everybody for watching. If you liked the video, please click that like button and even consider subscribing. We are trying to increase our subscriber base before the end of the year. So if you're not already subscribed, just do a little check. Just check for me right now. Is it red or is it grey? It's red? See, there you go. So just click it. But other than that, look, Godfoot, thank you so much for joining me on the news today. It was an absolute blast.
Hey, honestly, thanks for having me again, to be honest. I mean,
worries.
I got to get back into it, rejoin the community. That's one of my big goals here. So I'm glad we will start with this.
Exactly.
And I'm looking forward to expand involvement once again to
dude.
higher levels.
Godfoot in more news, ? Godfoot reviews, ?
Ooh, that's the spicy stuff, you never know.
So, Godfoot, as you know, at the end of every news video, I usually prompt the community with some sort of comment, something, a subject or a topic that they can comment about and get their opinion heard. And then for the first couple hours after the video gets uploaded, I go through and I answer or I respond to pretty much every comment about this topic. But I kind of want to pass it on to you. What do you want to see people commenting about on today's news video?
Honestly, my main subject for me would be, I'm sure there's some people around my age group and above who fondly remember their time Planetside 2 and who want to give me that feedback, which I'd love to have a great discussion with the guys in the comments about that. That plus OW2, you guys experienced from previous costs to this one. What do you guys think about the ranking system? I want to see what kind of stuff you guys talking about the Master Chief Collection. I know it's an amazing game, and I know Maxie absolutely is a huge fan of it too. And seeing Minecraft and Halo is just such a absolute delight. It's so good, you know. And maybe even just see if I'm wrong or if Max is wrong about, you know, the screen keyboard, you know, right? Like, honestly, I want to see you guys' opinion on everything because it's so good to be able to go into the comments and have great discussions with people and just really bounce off each other, you know?
100%.
Because end of the day, you know, we learn something from you guys, and you guys learn something from us.
100%.
That's the beautiful kind of relationship we need.
Exactly. So look, get your comments and get your essays done. We want to see your opinion on every single one of these articles. Feel free to join the Discord, follow Dull on Twitch. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video again. But besides that, thank you so much for coming to the news. My name is Max.
And I'm Godfoot.
And we'll be seeing you. Bye.
Bye.
Beans.